What is up? Welcome back to Market Psychology 101, where we look for value in the markets when there's fear and are cautious when there's greed. In today's video, we are going to be doing a deep dive into Bitcoin mining stocks and taking a look at a number of the top Bitcoin miners, as well as doing some technical analysis. Let's first start off with fear and greed, because these are stocks we're talking about, and we have extreme fear today. So let me repeat what I said in the start of the video. We look for opportunity when there's fear, and I think we definitely have an opportunity right now. We also have extreme fear in the crypto market. Bitcoin, last I checked, looked like it was going to tag the 50-week moving average today. The last couple times Bitcoin's done that has been near the local bottom, so I am hoping for more of that. Now, to summarize a video I put out a couple of weeks ago, we looked at the price of Bitcoin when we've been in extreme fear. And two of the three prior times we've had extreme fear, it was a leading indicator. We had extreme fear in June of 22. The bottom came later in about November. And then we had extreme fear here in February. And of course, there's a tariff scare later in April. And the yen carry trade was here in August, and that was 1-to-1 correlation. So it's up to your guess as far as if you believe this is leading or 1-to-1. But the fact we are at the 50-week moving average right now, there's extreme fear. Now we look for indicators and structure to show support so that we don't fall further. But this is a good value that many people did not think we were going to get. When we were up near extreme greed, people probably didn't believe we were going back down to 100K, but we did. As far as seasonality goes, October was negative, but overall this year's been pretty neutral, positive, up over 20% overall for Bitcoin. So hopefully next year, if this bubble continues, and let me go over to the Shiller P ratio. This is the .com bubble. Right now we're in the AI bubble. Very similar structure Shiller P ratio wise. But this continued after it hit 40 for another year. I think if we are in store for something similar, and I don't think we're just going to rug pull straight down, black swan events notwithstanding. I don't base my strategy off that, but we are going into volatile times. Volatility is vitality, and I think these swings are going to shake a lot of people out, but I do believe we still have higher prices coming for Bitcoin. As far as the alt season index, we're still low into Bitcoin year. Of course, Bitcoin doing better than alts, as is usually the case when this happens. And as you can see here, Bitcoin on the rainbow chart getting back into that light green zone, which you see gets as low as almost 90K. I don't think that is going to happen though. Talk about other things on this channel, crypto related, as far as the flow of Bitcoin into Ethereum. We're in phase 2 right now. And I think it's also important to know, I've been here since 2017. This is crypto. You're going to get major pullbacks. When you do, you got to look for opportunities. And right now, what do we see? We see Bitcoin dominance going up. We see Bitcoin price going down. Altcoin price is going to go down further. Now, however, as we take a look at Bitcoin mining stocks, I used to relate them to altcoins, like altcoins that were stocks. But I've since evolved that perspective. Bitcoin mining stocks, we've taken a look at the charts before. They have historically topped with Bitcoin or just before it. And we've seen Bitcoin mining stocks over the past few months doing pretty well. They are taking turns, but I think the fact that some of them are doing well and others aren't at different points in time leads me to believe that this cycle isn't over and that Bitcoin hasn't topped. That's what I believe. I don't think Bitcoin has made its true cycle top yet. And when it does, I think we're going to get many of these moving up very nicely with some big gains all at the same time. I know that's hard to hear now when it's bearish, but when it's bearish and we have extreme fear and we're hitting structural supports, that is when I am looking to get in certain altcoin stocks, assets, crypto assets, maybe even Bitcoin mining stocks. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. You can see here I have on the MACD, and overall I do like that the MACD is on the positive side of this trend. I talked about this a bunch in yesterday's video. Waiting for the RSI and the MACD to reset. You can see it's coming down. And if we're just going to compare Bitcoin to the last 2 times that we had local bottoms, right when we hit the 50-week moving average, here's the indicator I used. Now, if you compare the MACD where it was, you can see we were getting very bright red in those instances here. we still had further to go. Now it was sideways price action, but that 50-week continued to be tested. And each time the 50-week moving average has been tested about twice or three times, I guess you could say. Yeah, 3 candles off the 50-week. So that would tell me that the month of November overall, hopefully we stay sideways and don't get much more bearish than the 50-week. Because we have good support, not just off the 50-week moving average, but also we have this 1618 fib. Let me get rid of this right here. We have the 1618 fib when we draw from high to low that's hanging out around 102K. And yes, right now we have a wick to the 50-week moving average, but as long as the candle body stays above this 103K area, I think we will be fine. But again, this will probably take a couple weeks to confirm. Anyways, let's get into our Bitcoin mining stocks. Now, Iron and Cypher have been doing very good. They've been tied to different AI cloud service plays. So if you attach AI to the name of any speculative tech low cap asset, it is going to fly. And so first taking a look at Iron, which has done very well, we can see that its chart, it is taken off over the course of the past 6 months or so. You can see this started all the way in April. That tariff scare, you could have got Iron at a little bit under $6, and it's done a 10x since that point. So it's very detached from the moving averages, and this is where we can take a look at our Fibonacci extension. So again, I have my fib retracement drawn from macro high to low, and then you take your fib off log, and right now Iron perfectly at its 2618, right at 71. Now you see the candle bodies struggling with this Fibonacci extension level at the 2618. So if it isn't able to turn that into support, it's probably going to backtrack to some moving averages, to the next lower fib. There's a couple ways we can look at it. You see the 20s coming up here to the 1618. So if we did see a pullback in time, I would not doubt to see Iron there at 44. And I want to talk about something. I talked about Iron in a YouTube short, I think last week, and there's a comment. I could tell the person's like, really? You're saying don't buy Iron here? No, I'm not buying Iron here. I never buy stocks when they're at their all-time high and at a premium price. I like to buy when we're hitting structure. You know, people say, oh yeah, buy low, sell high, but it's another thing to have a strategy, a plan to do it. And that's up to you to decide what's your strategy going to look like. Let's take a look at the daily moving averages. We have the 50-day here. You can see Iron on these pullbacks has hit the 20. So again, if that 2618 struggles, then maybe we get close to the 50, somewhere there around $50 exactly at the 50. And there's some resistance, or I'm sorry, support there as well across these lines. So there's some highs, some lows, the 50-day moving average. Another way you can take a look for discounts is you can just draw a fib from low to high. And this time we want to make sure our fib is on log. This is how we catch discounts in another way. And you can see where the 236 is, right there around $40. I'll leave this up here. If you really love Iron, you have to have it. You believe in 200K Bitcoin, all that stuff. $40 Iron, even down here, the 382 near its former all-time high at 27. If you got that, you like Iron, to me, that would be a can't miss opportunity as long as things for crypto are still looking structurally bullish. Now we have Cypher. Cypher at one point in time jumped outside of the top 10 list. I'm happy to be a Cypher owner myself with how it's been doing well. And of course, there's some news about it partnering with Amazon about some AI things. So read more into that if you will. We're just here to do some charting. But taking a look at Cypher as far as how this one's doing. And again, some of these are going to be like Cypher, Iron. I think you would want to consider, where are you taking profits? Are you taking at the fib extensions? Are you waiting to see if it drops down a certain point in time? Everyone's got a different strategy, but we are at this 1618. Now, Iron, it got to the 2618, and also keep in mind market cap. Market cap's another factor. Cypher is half the market cap of Iron. Now, I'm not saying that magically it has to equal its market cap, but if it did double in price, we're looking at around the $40 range, and you can see that is the next fib level up, almost a 2x from here. would be the 2618 near $40 for Cypher. So again, just like I talked about with the with iron, if it was to get a pullback, and it's at a fib right now, so it could get some resistance here. If you got a pullback, you can see it likes the 20. It could come back down to the 20, but it has come down and tested the 100 before, and the 100 is trailing right here, right around where there was some bit of structure here. I'm not going to say it's going to fall 50% to $11. I like what we have here where we spiked to some resistance at the former all-time high, and then we got support off the all-time high in the 50-day moving average. So if you love Cypher, have to have it. I think that $15 area, and I'm just going to do this one more time for one of these mining stocks. You can see here from the low to the high, that 236 right there at around 1350. So that area 15 to 1350 would be an area to possibly re-enter in, but right now, in my opinion, it's more profit-taking time. Extreme fear, as bearish as it is, these mining stocks are still doing pretty good. That might be telling us something. Again, the Bitcoin mining stocks have topped with Bitcoin in the past. These are topping. Bitcoin's going down. To me, that says Bitcoin's not done yet. Next, let's go to Riot. Riot's done pretty good. It's staying in the top 3 overall this year. Mara was the number 1. Now, Riot getting a little bit of a pullback right now. You can see how it hit the macro 618 fib. I drew some fibs from the last cycle, but let's get rid of that, clean things up a little bit. You can see Riot hit the 618 fib. Here's the golden pocket, 618 to 65, and it looks like it's coming down to the 50-day moving average right there at 1874. Now, there is a major fib here, the 0.5 fib, as well as 100. The last time iron really fell, it tagged its fib in the 100. So, hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does, I think this area is $16. If you're waiting for a discount for Riot, that would be a spot to look for. Next, let's go to cores. Man, Mara all the way down to the number 6 spot. So cores, let's take a look at that. I saw something about cores. There was rumors about them merging with, I think, CoreWeave, and it got voted down and then did pretty good after that. But cores, this looks to be moving on its way up to the 1618 fib, stalling out a little bit here. I wonder if that's around the 1.5. Let's add that in. Let's do 1.5. Let's see what comes up here. Maybe not so much. Yeah, maybe it's closer to the 1, 2, 3, 6. We'll just do one more. We'll use all our classic fibs and just add them in. Okay, so maybe it's there at the 1, 2, 3, 6. I mean that is showing some level of support. Some people like having on the 1, 2, 3, 6. Just to see if maybe a pump past an all-time high isn't going to get much higher. Let me get some coffee. But yeah, this one looks pretty bullish to me. I would expect pullback to be met by buyer demand. And yeah, I'm still looking for that 1618 to be hit for cores. Next one, I believe, was Wolf. Can you believe it? TeraWolf, a top 5. I know there's some Wolf fans in the comments. You guys come a lot around here and there. I appreciate you. Wolf last week, I mean, it's still kind of in the same situation as when we talked about this, how I was worried about this channel, this confluence of the channel, the ascending channel it's in, and the 786. So we zoom out, you can see here, a high to low, there's the 786, and we have this ascending channel of higher highs, higher lows. Now, make no mistake, if this can break above, that is mega bullish for TeraWolf. I think this thing can go gangbusters really fast, and anytime you break above an ascending channel, things can get real quick. So, with the state of the market, I think it would make sense if we got a little bit of a pullback, and if so, we have the 50-day as well as, again, just draw your fib, low to high, and you can see here some levels of 236. Let's make sure our fib is on log. Okay, so I'm giving you accurate information. That 236 all the way down there at $10. I mean, that would suck. It'd be like a 33% drawdown from there, but we do have the 100-day, and there's some structure there. You can see that's where we had some peaks and supports. So if you want to pick up more Wolf, that might be an area to do some looking. All right, next, let's go to Mara. the number one mining stock for a while, but this thing, we're in a descending channel. And this thing has just been chopping sideways for a bit. Now, look at this. It's just slowly grinding up, okay? Getting some higher lows, higher highs. I do like Mara here. It is at its 200-day moving average. The 0.5 fib is down here at 16. And even if it got there, cool. But I think Mara is possibly worth a little bit of a dollar cost average opportunity here. Look at all this support. The 20, the 50, the 100, the 200. So I don't know if we are going to get under this and get to the 0.5 at 16. I do like Mara at this price here. Let's take a look at some other indicators. So we have the moving average support, but how is the MACD looking? How is the stochastic RSI looking? Let's take a look at a couple of these. Oop, about to hit super trend. There we go. So these are showing overbought, and it doesn't ever feel good when we get underneath there. But I do like when we cross positive in the MACD in the positive territory, move up. This was a nice move here, and this is doing a little bit of a reset. And so I'd say as soon as the stochastic or the MACD looks to be crossing up again, if you need some more confirmation, that might be something to look for. You can even always zoom in on the daily, and the daily will give you some of that as well. So if it starts crossing positive this way or staying positive crossing up here, that would give you more confirmation rather than just tagging the spot. You're waiting to get more structure and confirmation behind it. So yeah, hopefully Mara can get going here in a little bit. Let's go to Hut and CleanSpark. And if you own any mining stocks, please comment below which ones you own. As far as Hut, obviously this thing is off log, kind of like our hopes for TerraWolf. It broke out of an ascending channel and it's starting to move up pretty good. There's the 888 there at 59, and then support at the 76, and the ascending channel kind of in the low 40s there if it gets a pullback right now. CleanSpark's one. I'll say when this whole bull market started, CleanSpark was one where I like the research. So I do have some CleanSpark. I'm happy with it. I am happy the channel broke out. But dang it, it'd be nice to break above these former cycle highs, since the last cycle top. This was, of course, late 21. But you can see here, CleanSpark, we have these highs at around 23.60. It would be nice to see it get above it and then see what this thing can truly do. So retesting some support at the 50. Also has a golden pocket here at 14. Again, kind of like I was talking about with Mara, throw on some of those indicators, see where you can find some structure and wait for structure to turn positive. But if you're looking for DCA opportunities, you know how to go about doing that as well. Let's get into, we'll take a look at BitDeer and these other three. Someone last week commented asking about Can. Let me just say, one of the reasons I try not to talk about any of these Chinese stocks, this is just what I've seen in personal experience. Sometimes what the Chinese government does and the way they treat their stocks, sometimes I've seen these things just disappear overnight or rug pull very fast. And I'm not saying the crypto space is any better all because it has an American flag. But I don't want to lead anyone astray. So I'm not endorsing it because I'm not endorsing anything, to be clear, but especially some of these, I'd rather not talk about it. So if there's certain alts you see me not talking about or certain crypto projects, it's for a reason, and I don't want to even be confused with leading anyone astray or that being misconstrued. So sorry, but not going to talk about it. So we'll get to BitDeer and then Bitfarms, Hive, BitDigital, and we'll close out there. And also, I would like to stick to the top, 10 to dozen Bitcoin mining stocks, just to keep the videos nice and short and sweet. You guys know how I can ramble sometimes. So as far as BitDeer, hit its one 618, 1786, getting a little bit of a pullback. You can see that it's testing the 20, and it's like the 20, so it could get some support right here. But if not, I'd be looking at that 50. Things got really bad all the way back down to 14. Let's get to our magnificent 3 low cap Bitcoin mining stocks. Bitfarms hitting that. That's got to be the 888. Yep, hit that 888 perfectly. Came down under the 786. This thing looks to be going to the 50. So we do have a peak there. We do have the 50-week moving average. 50-day moving average, there at 344. So if you really like Bitfarms, there's that. We also have the macro golden pocket here, the 100 moving average. Again, if you're looking for just spot DCA where there's good value, yeah, I don't hate it here. But here in the macro golden pocket, I'd like that even more. Let's go to Bit Digital, and then for some reason not showing up. Let's just hit enter. There we go. Bit Digital, kind of like Mara. Let's break out already. But Bit Digital, after it tested that top for, what is this, a half dozenth time? 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess, 5, 6. Yeah, the 6th time. It's coming down right now. It's at the 100 moving average. It may hit the 200, but yeah, I think the low $3. Got to consider it for a possible entry in. I do like the potential of Bit Digital. Yeah, there you see. Let me try to get it perfect. We also have the 382 there at around 313. So I might take a look at picking a little bit up at 313. More of an educated gamble, not telling you what to do. As far as Hive, you can see descending channel and moving average to 50 right there. So far holding support on the channel. But you don't want this breaking down. If it breaks down under that channel, I would not doubt if it got back into it to that 382 at around 415. So hopefully it holds here. But if it does lose that support, then I think we're going here. So again, to summarize, yes, some miners are doing very well, such as Iron and Cypher. And again, I think there's still more left for Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin is done yet. I really don't. But so far, the data, the indicators are showing, expect a few weeks of bearishness here through November. And it's kind of lining up. If we're going to keep hitting this 50-week moving average, and there's talks about another few weeks of government shutdown, it's kind of lining up that maybe government reopens, Bitcoin stays down here at 100, 103K, and then things will be good again and will truly take off. So I'm just wondering if that's going to be the positive narrative that comes out of this. Again, you want to not just feel the emotions that are going on right now, but sort of look to the future, be future-minded if you can. And remember, these times of extreme fear, they've been the opportunities, the best opportunities to buy. And if you've missed those, you've missed these local lows. So if we stay here in these low 100Ks and the indicators, not just the moving average, but the other indicators, the MACD, the stochastic, start to show a little bit more structure, I am definitely going to be entering in very hard. So I do want to see this flip positive. I do want to see this thing get going. It looks like this negative move sort of has to finish out. So I do want to see a little bit of confirmation there. And as soon as we get it, if we're holding and chopping sideways, to me, not financial advice for you, but to me, that's a green light to really look for opportunities. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. How you feeling about the mining stocks, the state of the markets and crypto overall? Seems like we were due for a pullback. We got it. Hopefully this level holds. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Take care.